Wardance were founded in 1986 in southwest Germany, originally picking the band name Destroyer. However, there were several other bands around with the same name already, which is one of the most common thrash names, I guess. In 1988, the Anthrax single Indians gave them an idea for a better band name, Wardance. The lineup consisted of guitarists Thomas Heyer and Franz Römer, Sandra Schumacher on vocals, Markus Wawasich on bass, and Stefan Humbert on drums. They recorded a demo called Crucifixion, but in opposite to other bands who would distribute the demo on tapes, they were pressing 1,000 copies on vinyl at their own expense. The rather awful drawing on the cover didn't make it look very professional, but they were stirring up some interest at the local scene. Crucifixion was called an album with 8 tracks, but besides an intro, an outro and a 1-minute fun song, there are only 5 actual songs left, which I would consider to be an EP. Anyway, talking about sources for this feature, Underground Empire magazine provided me with a lot of information, probably the first time I read about the band. Underground Empire also mentioned a gig by Wardance they attended in 1989 when the band was playing to an audience of 25 people. Beginnings were obviously tough. Later, Wardance also played bigger shows, for example supporting Overkill in 1990. The Crucifixion EP helped them to sign a deal with the record company for their first real long player. No Remorse Records was a small company in Gelsenkirchen, Germany, releasing bands like Blind Guardian, Grinder, Dimple Minds and Heaven's Gate. They are not to be confused with the Greek label of the same name, which is still around today. The Wardance album Heaven is for Sale hit the shops in 1990. Heaven is for Sale looks great due to the cover artwork of Andreas Marschall, who worked for some of the finest German bands like Creator, Gravedigger and Blind Guardian. Warlock guitarist Rudi Graf contributed some solos. The album shows a lot of variety with speed attacks like Never Ending Nightmare, the slow I Don't Love You Anymore, the dark and heavy Believe, and rather unusual for a thrash band, the melodic oldie House of the Rising Sun. Now as a listener you can choose what to think. Was the band concerned about variety and deliberately putting the different influences to good use, or were they just young and hadn't settled on a particular style yet? In any case, Heaven is for Sale still feels alive 30 years later. With the album things were looking good as far as the music is concerned, but due to the famous personal differences, the band split in 1991. In 1994, singer Sandra and bass player Markus tried and revived Wardance with 3 new band members. They recorded a new demo called Dance to the Beat of Life with the Spirit of Youth.
Geschichte wurde die Wahrheit. Wir nennen diese Geschichte, wir sind alle
The new demo went along with musical development towards more progressive tunes, but the demo could not be released due to financial hassles with the production company, so the band split up again, and this time for good. More than 20 years later, the Heaven is for Sale album was rediscovered and released on CD in 2018 with bonus tracks from these demos. Vinyl lovers will hate me for saying that, but the CD sounds much better than the old 1990 LP, more powerful and clear. Especially foreign reviewers were surprised in 2018 to learn about this band, because there had been only few female-fronted thrash bands in the late 80s, and Wardance certainly were a well-kept secret. I've read a bunch of reviews which I won't quote now because they are essentially all the same, very positive. Sun Ra had a style of singing that was not as trained for perfection as many singers of the current days, but more from the guts and putting a lot of energy into it. Check it out and see you next time.